welcome, 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 welcome. Susan Lazar-Hart here, your congruency coach. For those of you who I haven't met yet, welcome again. This is an international community. Once a month, every Thursday, I go live right here with a Q&A for your questions about what's popping for you. And usually it's based on a theme. The theme this month is on change. If you've been following our congruency quickies at all, you can see that there's a lot of change that people are asking for, that they're actually think they're stepping into, but are not actually 100% willing to step into. And that creates a vibration with the universe that's a bit confusing. So we're going to unravel all that this live. Ask Susan. Come on in with your questions. It's not a dialogue or a monologue. It's really a conversation about what's not working for you and what is working for you. Share it all. If you're coming in later, hashtag replay. If you come on in now, tell us where you're from. It's always fun to see where people are coming from and where they're heading to. So what the awareness was that I had in working with my clients, in looking where they're asking, where would you like to be 6 months from now, a year from now? People are asking for change, especially right now. People who have been locked up in their countries, they're eager for change. They're with everything that's going on in the world, they're asking for change. So my question for you is, are you actually willing to be the energies of the changes required in your life, in your living? Because change begins with you, right? Change is an inside job. It begins with you. And so many times we're taught, just ask for something. Just go out and visualize something. Here's a way to learn to be that, do that, have that, whatever that is that you're asking to change. But nobody ever actually talks about the change that's required comes from you and your willingness to actually change. Now, part of that willingness has to do with the conversation that you have with yourself. So if when you bump up against something, if you're asking for something to change and it's just not turning out the way you think it should or that it would, what conversation are you having with yourself? Are you, hey Nicole, welcome. Are you playing with that inside voice that says, yes, for sure, this is a possibility, right? Are you playing with that outside voice that you've taken in, that people have implanted? So we're talking about change. We're talking about the voices that you hear, right? And it's something that's really important. Hey, Christina, welcome, welcome. It's something that's really important for you to be aware of when you're asking for change. And you have a voice that tells you it's not possible. You have a voice that says, you see, look what happened last time. You have a voice that says, this is going to be a problem. You have a voice that says, this is going to take too long. It's going to be too much money. It's too hard. Right? That sends out a vibration. And so what I want to do on this call today is to have you really be aware of the voices. Right? Oh, I'm getting hearts already. Thank you so much. Pardon me, of the voices that you hear, and ask yourself, okay, number one, is it true? Right? Is it true? Do I really have this point of view? Yes or no? Okay, is this point of view creating greater for me or lesser? Yes or no? It's that simple. So if it doesn't create greater, how can I shift and change this? Well, I could actually choose to change the way that I speak with myself. I could actually choose to recognize that every thought, every feeling, every emotion, every word I say has an energy that goes out to the universe. So we call that a vibration. So as it goes out, vibrates out to the universe, that belief system that you were brought up with, that says you can't, you won't, it's hard, it never, whatever that is for you, I'm going to ask you to shift and change that. And stepping into, would you be willing to shift and change that conversation? And how do we do that again? We can ask some questions. It's like, oh, if this wasn't true, what could I be choosing? How could I be talking to myself? Right? And, I'm a great believer in indulging. So, indulgent. Oh, now indulging means that energy of like, oh, this will never happen. Okay, indulge it. Really go for it for 3 seconds. Right? Try it on. Oh, well, what is it going to feel like if I never actually try this out, or I believe that this is true? Oh, crap, that doesn't actually create what I'm asking for. It doesn't create the changes I'm asking for. All right, cool. So what's another way to be with this conversation with myself? I could actually say, things always work out for me. Right? I could ask, is there anybody here that can assist me with what it is that I'm asking to create and change? I could ask, am I willing to be the change that I'm asking for? So if I'm asking for something to be ease-filled, am I willing to let go of all that negative self-talk and actually invite in the energies that will create with me and create the changes that I'm asking for? So any questions, anything at all? I'm going to check in again. I know a lot of people have told me they listen to this while they're at work, while they're in their car. Come on in with your questions later. If you have a question, well, Susan, I understand what you're saying about this, but how do I change that, right? This is what this conversation's all about. Like this morning, I had a client that was coming in at 8:30, and my body's been wanting to sleep in later. And it's like, ooh, this is really interesting. Cool, thank you, body. Let me know what you require. And in between getting up and being with my client at 8:30, there were certain things that were required of me. And as I started to do those requirements, I heard this kind of negative self-talk. And I asked myself, so is this true? Stop, take a moment, appreciate where you are, what you're creating with, and how can we change the language here? And the language was of gratitude and appreciation. And everything got quote unquote done, realizing that in fulfilling what I was being asked to do before I met with my client was actually creating my future, which is what I'm asking for all the time, to create a future of joy and ease and success and curiosity and discovery. Now you get the energy of those words. When we put that out to the universe then knows where to meet us. Because everything you're asking for is already here. Now you might be tired of hearing that and saying, well, nothing changes for me. My question for you is, are you willing to be the change that meets the universe where she is? Right? What does that look like for you? What does that feel like for you? Are you willing to let go of the habit, the belief systems that you were brought up with that tells you change is not possible unless? And so I put out a newsletter this week, and I talked about changes for one of my clients who actually was just caught up in this humdrum have to do. And what she would use as a way to distract herself was either alcohol or Netflix or overeating. And so we took an aerial view of what it is that she was truly asking to change, what it is that actually worked for her, what it is that she was asking to change, and where she wanted to go from there. And what she became aware of is it's the way that she was actually talking with herself. Right? Again, we're talked to at a very young age. We're talked at a very young age by people who are put in charge of us. And without realizing it, we take that self-talk and we start to implement it as we grow. And my question for you is, the self-talk that you were taught, how is that working for you? Right? And are you aware that that self-talk has a vibration that goes out into the universe? So there's often times when people will come up to me and say, I'm asking for this and it's just not happening. And I'll ask them, well, how are you talking to yourself about this? Right? When you go out into the future, are you going out with, oh, this is awesome. This is this is terrific. I am feeling elated. Or do you go out into the future going like, oh my God, this is going to be so much work. This is not going to work out. I'm worried I won't be able to, whatever that is for you. So I'm going to challenge you today with take an aerial view, step back from the life, the living, the everything that you're like on automatic and the way that you speak to yourself. Step back and ask yourself, is the way that I speak with myself, the way that I speak with my business, my body, right? Is it creating the changes that I'm asking for? So let's take your body as an example. How many people have decided that they don't like their bodies, or their bodies are their enemies, or their bodies aren't looking the way that they want them to, whatever. And you see how crazy that is, because you've already separated you from your body, from your future, from your past. You made your body an object, and it's just, that's not who we be. We're infinite beings who chose this magical body, right, for a human experience. But going back to that scenario, if you have a point of view about the way your body looks, and every morning you look in the mirror and you go, that I see that lump is still there, or I see this is still here, or I see there's more wrinkles, or whatever that is, the universe is like is going to give you what you're asking for. More lumps, more bumps, more wrinkles. Rather than looking in the mirror and going like, yeah, baby, thank you so much. You got me up today. We're moving, we're breathing, we're grooving. You are fantastic. I love you. Thank you so much. And that says, yeah, my body's going, yeah. And that, you see, that also sets off an energy into the world. So I'm going to pause again. Are there any questions? Is there anything popping for people? This is, again, once a month. I'm coming live. There was such a demand for me to come back and be present with everybody. If you have questions and you're working and you're like, oh, I wish I had Susan right now, come into our Facebook group and write those in. Because the thing is, when we're asking for change and nothing changes, well, first of all, it's a lie. Because we live in nanoseconds of increments. Everything's changing all the time. Even if I move my arms around, the air is changing around me. As I'm speaking, the universe is listening. My guides are here. They're here with me. Right? So there's that saying, you get what you ask for. So if you're asking for change, what energies are you speaking with? Right? What energies are you willing to let go of that actually don't work for you? Now, we're brought up with a whole set of belief systems, and I'm going to be going deeper into that at the end of October. I'm going to be offering you a 3-day workshop, a challenge actually, in which we're going to learn to let go of those self-beliefs. So if that's of interest to you, if you like, raise your hand and put in "I'm in" the comments below, and I will reach out to you and let you know when we are going to begin this, what it's going to look like. And I also am interested in what it is that you're interested in letting go of that self-talk language, of those belief systems, so we can incorporate that into the challenge. Again, hashtag "I'm in" our Facebook post here, and I will contact you, because change is who we be, right? And it's just amazing how much we hold on to belief systems. Oh, we'll be talking about core wounds. We'll be talking about all kinds of things that we're not even aware of, that we hold on to, that we bring into every time we ask for something. And that, me, I'm all about being in the question, right? Rapt attention here, Nicole says. Thanks, Nicole. So any questions, anything popping for people? Again, I realize people aren't used to me coming in on Thursdays live. That's cool. Come on in afterwards and let me know what's popping for you. Because that's the most important thing. That's what the Congruent Living Creatives and Seekers is about. It's about creating a community in which we have a safe place to ask these kinds of questions. Change is, right? We are changing all the time. I'm changing all the time. You're changing all the time. Right? And so you can't stop change. You can create the kind of change that you're asking for. How do you do that? By adjusting your appreciation and your gratitude in the way that you speak to yourself, in the way that you speak of yourself, in the way that you speak of what and how you are creating. Do you go to sleep at night feeling accomplished? Or do you struggle during the day to keep out negative self-talk? Who does that belong to? Right? The negative self-talk, we hear it in the media, we hear it everywhere. It's not yours. Spoiler alert. You're an infinite being with infinite possibilities. And that's what I'm here actually to show you, truly, truly, what else is possible. So, if there are no questions, hello, hello everyone, hello. Christine says, thank you, Susan, for the reminder of energy we be with ourselves. Yes, absolutely, for sure. We are always with ourselves. There is nobody else with ourselves. We are our primary relationship. Many people are brought up to believe that the change becomes change when someone else changes it for them. No, you are your primary relationship. Above all else, you are your primary relationship. So how you talk to yourself, how you speak with you, it changes and shifts everything. Again, when you go to sleep, when you put your head on the pillow at night, do you go to sleep accomplished, feeling accomplished? Do you go to sleep with gratitude? You go to sleep, one of the things I say before I go to sleep is, tomorrow I will know exactly what I need to do. And so I put that out into the universe. And I let go of anything that I've been holding on to. And when I wake up in the morning, it's with appreciation and gratitude for a new day, for a new beginning, for a new sense of awareness. Yeah. All right, my darlings, thank you so much. I appreciate you all so much. I do. And again, press hashtag I'm in. I will be offering this amazing 3-day challenge at the end of October, in which we're going to cut through all those belief systems. And you'll walk away with more courage than you even knew was possible, right? Because we are courageous beings. That's who we be. That's what creatives and seekers are. All right. I adore you all. I look forward to your questions. Until we meet again, live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless leader that you came here to be. Because the world needs more of you. Not that struggle of who am I, what's my purpose, where am I going. The world needs more of you. You, that infinite being, that courageous infinite being who's willing to change the way they talk to themselves, so that it sends out that vibration that creates greater for themselves, for the world, for the planet, in every way. I adore you all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.